Hello, and welcome to the BYU-Idaho Online Writing Center. Before your appointment, please help us serve you better by having the following available. First, we need your paper or ideas for brainstorming. It doesn't have to be complete, even just ideas are okay. We also ask that you have your assignment and/or rubric available to help us get a better idea of what you need to do to be successful with this assignment. You also need a laptop or desktop computer capable of running Adobe Connect. If your computer can run Adobe Flash Player, you should be able to run Adobe Connect without any issues. In addition, we ask that you have a working internet connection. If you have a wireless connection, please sit as close to the router as is possible to help reduce delay issues. We also need you to have a working microphone. Even though most laptops have built-in microphones, we prefer that you have headphones with an attached microphone if at all possible. This will help improve the quality of your session. For further questions and concerns regarding microphones, see Video 6, Microphone Troubleshooting. If you have all these things, you're ready to proceed to setting up an appointment. Video 2 will show you how to do so. To set an appointment to visit us, you'll go to your web browser and you'll type in byuionlinewriting.setster.com into the address bar. You'll then select Online Writing Center and click Schedule Appointment Now. Select a time bracket within which you would like to search for an available appointment. You'll want to pick the one that best suits your availability. Within that bracket, you will select a day and a time that best fit your schedule. On this page, you'll want to make sure to input your name, your email, check that it's spelled correctly, as that's necessary for future steps, your I-number if you are an online student, and any special notes you might have regarding your paper, something in particular you want to work on, or something you feel that we should know. This will help us ensure that we cover what in particular you'd like to work on to the best of our abilities. After inputting these notes, go ahead and press Submit. This will send your appointment request to the Online Writing Center. There are still a few other things you'll need to do. After requesting an appointment, go to your email. You should see an email from Setster. If not, check your spam folder and that you've entered your email properly. This email asks you to verify your email so that we can send you further messages. If you don't have this message, you may have misspelled your email when you made your appointment. Click on the link to verify your email. After this, you should receive a second email. This is not a confirmation email, but this will confirm that we've received your appointment request. However, we will confirm your appointment when it appears on our calendar as shown. Now that we've confirmed your tutoring session, you will receive an email saying so. Go back and check your email one more time, and you should have that email waiting for you. Perfect. You're all set for your appointment. Video 3 will tell you what to do at the time of your tutoring session. At the time of your appointment, you'll need to check in with us in our chat. Go to your confirmation email and click the link in the first paragraph below. This will open the Online Writing Center homepage. On the left, you'll see the option to chat with a tutor. Put your name in the box and start the chat to check in. Please do not enter a tutoring room until you are told to do so. When you start a chat, it will display like this for the Online Writing Center. A typical chat conversation might precede something like you see on your screen. Follow the instructions the tutor gives you in the chat. Typically, this means emailing your paper or other information at this time. Remember, don't forget to attach the documents you want to send us. Once you've done that, go ahead and go back to the page you were on earlier with the chat conversation. Scroll down to the bottom of that page and select the room that your tutor has told you to enter at this time. Once you hit Enter Room, it'll take Adobe Connect just a moment to open up. Perfect! Your tutor will be with you shortly. Adobe Connect provides software for us to be able to virtually connect and discuss your paper in real time. It is safe and user-friendly. Let me show you some of its features. This is the speaker icon. By default, it should be green, meaning your speakers are on. The drop-down menu provides mute and volume options. The meeting button provides preference options as well as the audio setup wizard. Many options are available in Preferences here, so unless something's wrong, we suggest not changing the default settings. The audio setup wizard will be discussed in video 6. This is the microphone icon. Again, we want it to be green, so I'll connect my microphone. With it on, I have options to mute, disconnect, adjust the volume on, or change my microphone. The other two icons, webcam and raise hand, won't be used during your tutoring session. Down here is the chat box. If your microphone isn't working, use the chat box to communicate. However, university policy prohibits us from taking strictly chat sessions, so this is only an additional tool. This is the help button. There are a variety of options to help you here if you need more assistance beyond what we can provide. Now, the heart of Adobe Connect, screen share. Typically, your tutor will share their screen with you, but I'll show you how it works here. Simply click Share My Screen and then select what you would like to share. You can share a desktop, a specific program, or a particular window you'd like to show. Here, I've shared my desktop, so you'll see whatever I do. I also can see what I'm sharing by looking at the bottom right corner of my desktop. I'll exit screen share by clicking Stop Sharing. This will take us back to the main page of our Adobe Connect session. You can also share a whiteboard. Go to the Share Screen button and select Share Whiteboard. The whiteboard allows for tutors to share concepts in visual ways. Both the student and the tutor can draw and type at the same time if necessary. Similar to a real-life whiteboard, the Adobe Connect whiteboard has undo and redo tools. For added organization, there is even a shape tool. We'll exit the same way we did screen share by clicking Stop Sharing. With all of this, you now know the basics of Adobe Connect. Track changes in Microsoft Word allows tutors like us to make edits and suggestions to your paper, all while still allowing you full control. Let me show you how this feature works. In Microsoft Word, click on the Review tab, then click on Track Changes to turn it on. We're going to make a change in the paper here, so we can show this principle of track changes a little bit better. So right where I have the cursor, I'm going to get rid of the word gratitude and type the word something instead. Next to track changes, you'll see a drop-down bar that shows different forms of markup. All markup shows both the deleted and new text. Simple markup shows the new text and the vertical line in the margin near the change. Clicking that line expands to show all markup. No markup just shows the new text and shows no mention of change, so here it'll just show something. Finally, original shows the paper as it was before changes, so here it will just show gratitude. Let's go back to all markup for just a bit. Tutors can also leave comments without changing the work at all. To do so, we'll right-click on what we want to change and click New Comment. You can select as much or as little text as you want to reflect what the comment applies to. Most of what you've seen so far will be what your tutor does while you're in your tutoring session. When you get your paper back in the email after your session, you'll have some work to do. Turn off track changes before you do any of the following. When you're ready to make the changes that your tutor has discussed in your paper, there are a couple ways to go about doing so. One option is to go to the top bar and select either accept or reject changes, but we suggest you go change by change in your paper. Right-click on comments to delete them when you are ready to do so. Then, with each individual change, you'll want to choose to accept or reject that change. In this case, I want to go back to how the paper was originally, so I will reject each change. You'll notice after making these changes, the word gratitude has been restored and the line in the left margin has disappeared, meaning no markup will show on your final copy. Congratulations! You now know how to use track changes in Microsoft Word and you're ready for your next tutoring session. Is your microphone not working in Adobe Connect? We can fix that together as we have multiple tools at our disposal. First, make sure your microphone is plugged in before you open Adobe Connect. Failure to do so may lead to the program not detecting your microphone. Once you've made sure of this, proceed to the microphone icon on the gray bar at the top and make sure that your microphone is connected. If the icon turns green but it still isn't working, the issue may be with Adobe Flash Player's permissions. Right-click on the microphone icon and select Settings. The pop-up window should be set to Allow. If it is not, this should resolve the issue. Click Allow, then close out that pop-up window. If it is fixed, you should see the arcs when you speak on that microphone icon. If the issue still is unresolved, let's try some other fixes. If you have more than one microphone plugged in, go to the drop-down menu and click Select Microphone so that you can make sure that the proper microphone, the one you're using, is selected. We can also run through the Audio Setup Wizard to test your microphone. Click on the Meeting button and select Audio Setup Wizard. It will ask you to play a sound to test your speakers, choose your microphone, test a recording of your microphone to make sure the volume for it isn't set too low or too high, and take a recording of the background noise where you are to help reduce that noise from coming through the microphone. By going through these steps, your microphone should be properly calibrated for your session. If you're having issues with distorted audio or slow bandwidth, go to the Preferences tab. Under Video, select Low Video Quality to allow for the best audio quality your connection can provide. Then, under Microphone, unselect the Use Enhanced Audio function. This prevents Adobe Connect from over-filtering your microphone and causing distortion. These fixes solve the vast majority of issues, but if you do have any further issues, please contact us and we'll do our best to help you. Are you having troubles opening Adobe Connect or sharing your screen? We'll go over some of the issues that might be causing this. First, you might need to download the Adobe Connect add-in. You'll find this out by trying to share your screen. If you do need to download it, the system will prompt you to do so. The Adobe Connect add-in is only a 2 MB file, so it shouldn't take very long to download, nor will it take up much space on your computer. See how fast and easy that was to fix? For best results, we suggest using Firefox as your browser, though Chrome and Safari are also compatible. If you are a Mac user and you have trouble with Adobe Connect, the issue may be with Safari's security preferences. Follow the instructions in the box and it will fix the problem, but I'll show you the steps anyway here. Make sure you're running the Safari application by seeing the Safari name in the top toolbar. Click Preferences under Safari. Under the Security tab, click Plugin Settings at the very bottom. This will open a new pop-up window. You should see BYU-Idaho.adobeconnect.com under the Adobe Flash Player plugin. Click on the drop-down menu to the right and select Run in Unsafe Mode. Click Trust on the pop-up window that appears. Don't worry that the name sounds unsafe. There really is nothing unsafe about running Adobe Connect in unsafe mode. Close out of the Preferences window and restart Adobe Connect. This should resolve any issues you've been having. However, if you have any further issues, please contact us and we'll do our best to help you.